Okay, the state. So based on your readings, what is your understanding of the so-called state? Mm, state, estado. Philippines as a state, America as a state, and the rest are state. Uh, any idea of what is a state is? A state. What is a state? Is it is it a person, group of persons? Does it have physical existence? Ano? Is the president of the Philippines, is the president of the United States, is the president of North Korea, Canada, Russia, and so forth, and the state the same? Uh, is the president of a country the same with the state? Ano? What do you think? Ano? Kasi we seldom uh, use that word state. The usual words that you will hear or read is the government, di ba? Government, nation, country, seldom a state, di ba? Seldom a state. But oftentimes, government, di ba? Kaya ang tanong ko, is the state and its president or its leader the same? Oh, di ba? Oh, halos dalawa na yung question ko. What is your idea of the state? Is the president or any leader of the nation the same with the state? O, sagutin muna natin yung question. What is state? And after that, we proceed to question um, how does the state came into existence? Paano nagkaiguan ng estado? Oh, di ba? Paano nagkaroon ng estado? How does state came into existence, especially the modern state? But basically, the question is, how did it came into existence? Paano nagkaroon yung idea ng estado? Di ba? You have to understand the nature of the state. Okay? Plain and simple. You have to understand the nature or the very essence of the state. Because once you have a full understanding of that concept, state, okay, the rest will just follow. Okay? The rest will follow. Si si Miss Cielo, sabihan na lang niya, Cielo, dahil na akong pabasaha. Sabihin mo na lang kaya, taara mo baga, pag ako mabasa, gari na ako kwan, okay, dyan man lang maingay sa inyo. Kasi if you are going to let me read, o ang kiray ko halos magdurukutan na. Ako ko mag-antipara. Sabihin mo na lang kaya, Miss Cielo.
Sir, hello. Good
Yes.
afternoon po.
Mm-mm.
And sir, yung state po is ano siya, parang it's a concept po or state is composed of the people na nasa certain territory or country, for example, ganyan. Tapos ang government man is made by the state para sa to attend po sa kanilang mga needs and it is government is made by the state or which is na ang state is composed of the people para mag-represent sa kanilang para mag-represent sa sa kabuuan nung nung mga tao ganyan. Yan po.
Okay. Yes, that is a good observation, Tony. Okay, that's a good observation. So, the state is consist of the people, diba? And we have this government. The government, an organization formed by the people to provide the services, the social services to the people. You know? Okay. So, going back, the state as consisting of the people. So the people itself is the state. Huh? So that would mean the people itself, the community, ba, is the state itself. Does it mean the people organize themselves, making them as one community, and continued its population, making it bigger and bigger, and then form a state, and the state form a government to provide social services to the people, to serve the people. Is that what you mean? Okay. So, if that is what you mean, let's see. Okay. So, going back, doon sa sinasabi ko, you must have a clear understanding of what the state is all about. Its nature or essence. Okay? And the rest will just follow. And what do I mean by that? The rest will just follow. Hmm. Oh, the rest will just follow concepts of political participation, communication, recruitment, power, authority, legitimacy. You talk about sometimes of your rights, diba? Political rights, civil rights. These things will just follow and and should I say easy to understand the moment the moment you have a clear understanding of what the state is all about. Okay? Because in understanding the so-called concept of the state, it is where you will anchor your so-called political behaviors. Okay? Now, if you are able to understand that, okay, if you are going to relate it to what is going on right now, perhaps you might have a different perspective. Okay? You might have a different perspective. But there are times, class, wherein it is the should I say poor understanding of the concept of the state that any society, any country would its citizen would usually uh, go against with their government, with the state as a whole, because of the poor understanding of the so-called state. Okay, as you could notice, di ba, I asked, di ba, last time, and Paul is one of them who answered, right? Di ba? Ang tanong ko ba last time is there any instance in your life wherein the state is not part of your life, did not even intervene, not in your shadow? Is there any instance ba? Oh. Ang sabi naman ni Christian, wala. If I correctly recall it, ibig sabihin, in essence, ang ibig sabihin niya is wala. Ibig sabihin, all the time, nandyan sa paligid natin ang estado. Okay? Ang estado. Si Pau naman, ang sinasabi naman niya, may mga instances na wala. Diba? Ang sabi niya is, halimbawa ngayon, kung anong klase ng etatanim. Diba? Sabi niya, kung may magtatanim ka ngayon ng plant, depende nga. Kung ba yung decision mo, kung anong klase ng itatanim mo. And I intervene, di ba? And this time, it boils down on the so-called right. Di ba? Sabi ko nga, hindi lahat ng bagay na gusto mong itanim, ay pwede mong itanim. Di ba? Even if you have the freedom. And it boils down on the so-called right. Di ba? Right. And that right is exercised by you, by us, by everybody, and anyone else. Okay? That right, that so-called right. And here is the question. Where did you derive that right? Uh, you talk about right. And the question is, where did you derive that right? Ah, sige nga. Sige nga. Basically, from the state, right? Oh, tell me, what instance in your life wherein the state is not part of our life? In what instance? Hmm, Aberda. Do you get my uh do you get me, class? Can you follow me? Can you follow me? Hello? Do you get me?
Sir?
Hindi man. Bawa na ako. Yes, 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 Tony.
Sa tingin ko po sir, walang instance na hindi mag-i-intervene ng state sa individual life natin since nga sir, ang state includes all individuals, bag associations and institutions sa certain territorial boundaries. So, siguro sir, dahil lang ito ma-intervene ng state, siguro pag gada na kita. Pag di na kita
Okay.
nag-i-exist sa certain
Okay. Um, you may mention of that, ano, sige, since you mention of it, um, baka too early din, sabihin ko, ano, pero anyway, okay lang. Um, the thing is, the state is always there. Okay? The state is always there. From birth to death.
ah,
Just imagine, ultimong dead person, even the disposal of its body is the state intervenes. Do you observe that? From birth, from birth to death, the state is always there. Can you observe that?
yes sir.
Yes,
Di
sir.
ba?
Kasi nga po, sir, nagkakaroon din ng mga death certificate which is kukunin pa rin sa mga offices, government offices.
Di ba? So what is the point here? What is the point? The point is, you should have a clear understanding. Ito sinasabi ko baga. Kaya nga, I'm asking iba last time. Uh, uh, sabi ko nga, political sociology is usually discussed at the macro level. Ano siya, masyado siyang malawak. Okay? But I will try to make it understandable to you because ito yung subject of analysis na a bit complicated siya, no? But like what I've said, before going to the nitty-gritty of other concepts, you should have a clear understanding of what is state, what is a state, because the rest will just follow. Diba? The rest will just follow, no? Ah, kaya ba, yun ang challenge ko, if you recall, last time, is there any instance in your life wherein, should I say, the state is not around in us, did not intervene? Para siyang anino, kumbaga, ano, what do you think? Diba? Oh, just imagine, from birth to death. You see? Oh, come to think of it, just imagine how should I say, powerful, how influential the state is to our lives. That could even, uh, should I say, control our behavior. Di ba? You fight, you fight for your right, okay? Wala pa tayo sa ano ha, sa mga specific concepts. Masyado lang na ako nadadala na ano. You fight for your right. You go against, should I say ha, you go against governmental policies. You go against niya governmental programs like this, like that. But the question is, you are why are you doing it? Because you think you have right. Yes, you have right. You are exercising that right, and that right is derived from the state because it was given to us. Diba? You have the right to criticize the government. You have the right to question any government official. You have that right because it is given to us. Diba? Oh, but had the state choose the other uh, the other means, wala wala ka pa rin, hindi ka makakaboka. You cannot use the streets, you cannot use the social media. You see how should I say powerful the state is, and here you are, I will fight for I don't like that, I don't like. Diba? You keep on questioning. You keep on, well, that is right. Okay, understandable because it is given. It was given to you. Oh, diba? But what if the state strip you of that right? O di, anong labas mo niyan? Basang sisiw. Basang sisiw ka. Diba? Kaya, when we go to concepts of power, authority, legitimacy, madali na lang yang intindihin. Okay? And you will understand class, how the state, how the state, how the state niyan um, communicate with its people. Diba? In the form of policies, programs, etc. Diba? Look at how immense the power of the state is. Just imagine, they can even decide whether or not we should have a class or not. They can even decide whether we can go out or not. Di ba? Wala kang magagawa. Oh, they can even decide if your body should be cremated or not. You see? Oh, you see how powerful the state is. But of course, you will realize also in the end that our behavior depends on our system of government. But whatever is the system of government, the state remains as it is. Diba? Irrespective of the system, democratic man yan or what, the state remains to be powerful. Diba? So if you want to understand how human behave, how we behave, then you have to understand our the state, diba?
Sir,
As you
question po,
know,
sir.
ha?
Question po, sir.
Yes, yes, Joby. Ay, sino
Um,
yun? Si Gwen?
ay, opo,
Sino
sir.
yung tanong? Who is
Pa?
asking?
Si
Who is
Gwen po,
asking?
sir. Si Gwen po,
Okay.
sir. Sir, as you have mentioned po earlier, sir, na we can't do anything po pag sinabi po ng state. Pag sinabi po ng state, dapat po talaga susunod tayo. Does that mean po, sir, na we cannot function without the state? Or but the state alone can function without us? Or simply, sir, mas superior po ba yung state kasi sa people, even though the state is made up of people?
Yes. Oh, very good question. Ang dami. Ang daming question.
Yun na lang po, sir. Parang i-graph ko na lang po, sir, na if the state po mas superior po sa tao kahit kahit na ang state po is made up of tao po. Ganun
Okay.
na.
Okay, sige. Good question. Ano? The state is composed of the people. Okay? We are the one who put up our state. Okay? Anyway, um we'll proceed to the next one tayo, no? We put up our own state. And since the state is there, okay, we put up our own system of government. Okay? And that government, of course, that we created will be the one to man us. Okay? Will be the one to man us. Okay? So when you talk about the government, it's not only about health, it's not only about education, but all aspects of our life is provided by the government. Kaya nga meron tayong social services. Okay? Now, this is the kind of government that we have. Okay? We are a democratic and republican state. Di ba? Ah, Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Okay? So talking about democracy, republican, di ba? There is what we call representative government. We elect people to sit in their houses and of course to to pass policies, etc. and like that to govern its people. Diba? Now, of course, we cannot set aside the idea of 'di ba? Yung basic characteristics ng isang republican state, yung majority rule governs, 'di ba? Majority rule. So, since we follow that, even if it is the people who put up the state, we follow the so-called majority rule. Okay? Regardless of whether they are right or wrong, For as long as it is the majority, then the rest should follow. Yan ang principle kaya. Di ba? Eh, yung question mo na who is superior, the state or the people? Who is superior, the state or the people? Of course, it is the usual interest of the state that would matter. Why? Because we are the one who put up that state. We put up a state for our self-government to govern its people. Ano? Masyado na akong naging advance, okay? Kasi didiscuss na natin yung anyway, ang dinidiscuss ko related lang naman sa didiscuss ko na yung about sa origins, baga kung paano siya nag-originate, kung paano siya na-create, like that, no? Masyado itong ay advance kasi yung question, no? Of course, it is the state usually, okay? Um, yung kanina na sinabi mo by quoting me, ano, na pag ginusto ng estado, wala tayong magagawa. Yes, that's true. Pag ginusto ng estado, wala kang magagawa. I tell you.
Sir?
Wala kang magagawa. Bakit?
Sir? Ay, sorry.
In the first place, class, meron tayong tinatawag. 'Di ba? Halimbawa sa sistema ng ano natin, ng ng gobyerno natin. We have our ano yan, so-called sovereignty, 'di ba? Kumbaga yan ang isang power ng estado na given, inherent yan sa kanilang existence. So, for self-preservation, okay, they can, kung gusto nilang gawin ang isang bagay, they can do that. Even against our will, even against the will of some of us. Okay, because in the first place, doon sa elite theory, di ba? Very important ang role ng nasa military. Very important 'yon. When we go to elite theories, elite, okay? Makikita mo, class, how important is the role of the military. Di ba? Doon mo makikita yan. Second, kapag pinag-usapan dyan, class, our system, considering our system of government, kapag pinag-usapan dyan ang interest ng nakararami, okay? Nakararami, that is the usual cue dyan. Yan ang palaging cue. Yan ang tandaan nyo. Pag pinag-usapan dyan ang majority's interest, I tell you, yan ang magmamatter. As against your interest, or the interest of some of you na 2, 3, 4, or pira pa kumong hundreds dyan, in contrast to millions or billions of population, majority's interest would matter. Okay? Ba? Yan. Kaya, pag ginusto ng estado yan, wala kang magagawa dyan. Yan ang cue dyan. In the name of the majority interest, general welfare, yan ang mga cue terms dyan. General welfare, general interest. No matter how you oppose, wala yan magagawa kasi ang pinag-uusapan dyan is general interest. Ba? Kaya, whose priority? Whose interest? Diba? Pag ginusto ng estado, what if, itong challenge sa inyo, what if may nag-call, what if gawin ng estado, ngayon, all citizens, all male citizens, all male citizens should undergo vasectomy to control population. So kaya nga, all citizens should be vaccinated with anti-COVID in the name of protecting the general interest.
Sir, excuse me po, sir.
Sige.
Sir, just any clarification lang po, sir, sa answer mo po kanina, sir. So, do you mean
About?
po, sir, do you mean po, sir, the state has the power po to neglect and change the decision of the majority po? Or is it possible po? Do the state has the power po to neglect and change the decision of
Wait muna. Wait, somebody is calling. Wait.
Ay, sure po, sure po.